Hi Shallow, are you hungry? Can I bring you breakfast? Who are you? The word hit me like a slap. I froze, my entire body going numb. His tone was different, devoid of warmth, stripping off the softness I had grown used to. Taehyung, it's me, Ryan. My voice waved, my heart pounded against my rib. I I am your caretaker, his brow frowned silently as if searching his mind. But then his expression hardened. I don't need a caretaker. His voice was firm, emotionless. I opened my mouth to say something, anything, but before I could, the door behind me swung open. Minji and Jung stood there, their eyes gleaming with cruelest justification. He is finally back, Minjin said, smiling. Our Taehyung is finally himself again. Jeon scoffed, crossing her arms. And that means you are no longer needed here, maid. My stomach twisted. I turned back to Taehyung, my chest tightened. Taehyung, I leave. The single word shattered something inside me. My breath hitched, my vision blurring. This was what I had wanted, right? For him to get better, for him to return to his normal self, but I never thought that his normal self would mean erasing me completely. I wanted to scream, I wanted to beg him to remember the night he held on to me like I was his only safe place, the way he whispered my name in the dark as if I was the only thing that mattered. This was his touch, lingering, his hand always finding mine, but there was no trace of that Taehyung anymore. There was only Taehyung, the ruthless CEO. I forced his mind even as my heart crumbled. I had promised myself I wouldn't cry, I wouldn't be selfish. He was better now, and that was all that mattered, even if it meant I was nothing to him anymore. With trembling hand, I turned around and walked away, ignoring the laughter of his sister behind me, ignoring the way my chest ached so deeply I thought I might collapse, ignoring the part of me that still foolishly wished he would stop me. But he didn't, and that was how I knew it was over. Jimin Rennie ran through the Kim Mansion grand hallway, his heart pounding with excitement. Taehyung was back. His best friend, his best brother was finally himself again. For months, Jimin had watching over him and worried about him. He fought against their family indifference. Taehyung had been lost, trapped in her fragile state of mind, where only she had been able to reach him. But now, Jimin clawed into a white green as he reached Taehyung's office. He didn't bother knocking. He pushed the door, the heavy wooden door, and stepped inside. Taehyung. Behind the massive mahogany desk, a man sat with his fingers stapled, his sharp eyes fixed on the business report. The real gone was the soft childlike gaze, replaced by the cold, unreadable intensity of a man who ruled his empire with an iron fist. His well suit sat perfectly on his broad shoulder, his presence exuding absolutely power. Jimin grinned fire for just a second, then looked up, his expression unreadable. "You are loud," Jimin scoffed, stepping forward. "And you are alive." He shook his head with a chuckle. "Damn, I never thought I'd see you like this again. I mean, you were..." He stopped himself. "Never mind. How do you feel?" He leaned back in his chair, studying him. "Fine, that was it. Just fine. No warmth, no emotion." He frowned. "Do you remember anything? From when, where you were?" He hesitated, searching for the right word. His jaw tightened. "Sanity. The doctor told me I suffered cognitive degradation due to the accident, but it doesn't matter. I am back now, and I have work to do." Jimin's heart clenched. Taehyung didn't ask about her, didn't even mention her name. Taehyung, his voice lower. "Why? I don't know her." The finally in his tone made Jimin freeze. Something wasn't right. There was no way Taehyung had completely forgotten her. Jimin had seen the way clung to her, how she had been the only one he followed near him. He had seen the love in his eyes, but now it was if none of it had ever happened. His gaze hardened. "I don't have time for meaningless things, Jimin." He clenched his jaw. "She's not meaningless." A figure of something passed through Taehyung's eyes, but it was gone before Jimin could catch it. "Leave it," he said coldly. "She's no longer part of my life." Jimin stared at him for a long moment, frustration and disbelief swing in his chest. Something was wrong, something wasn't adding up. But from now, Jimin said nothing. For now, he only nodded, but he made a silent promise to himself he would not let this go. Jimin stormed through the garden hall of Kim Mansion, his chest tightened with uneasy. "Where is wine?" he demanded, stopping one of the maid. The older woman hesitated before blowing her head. "She left, sir. Her job was complete." Jimin breathed heavy. "She left?" The maid nodded. "Just this morning." She picked her thing and walked out. She didn't say where she was going. His hand clenched into fist. Of course she left. She had given everything, her time, her presence, patience, her love of them, only to be discarded like she never mattered. Jimin didn't waste another second. He turned on his heel and stormed out of the mansion, ignoring Minji and Johnny's side remark as he slammed the door behind him. He had to find her. You stood outside the small corner house that had once been your so-called home, shivering as the cold wind brushed against your skin, your aunt's cruel voice echoed in your ear. You are useless now. You have no money, no job, so get out of my house. The door had slammed shut in your face, leaving you standing in the street, clutching the bag of clothes you had left. Tears burned in your eyes, but you refused to let them fall. You had no home, no family, no place to go, but despite the pain in your heart, a small broken smile tugged at your lips. That was all that mattered. Even if he didn't remember you, even if he never looked at you again, you had done your job. You had taken care of him, giving him all the love you could, even when you knew it wasn't meant to last. But God, it's her. Because somewhere along the way, he had become the most important part of your life, and now you were nothing to him. Your leg gave out, and you snagged onto the cold pavement, wrapping your arms around yourself as silent tears slipped down your cheek. Maybe this was how it was meant to be. Maybe you were never meant to belong anywhere. Jimin's car surged to a halt as he stopped, you sitting on the side of the road, your head below your shoulder trimmer, his heart clenched. He had found you, but the sight of you, so small, so broken, made something inside him burn with the anger that Taehyung at his family. At this entire cruel world had abandoned you. Without thinking, he jumped out of the car and rushed to your side. When he breathed, coaching in front of you. Your head snapped up, your tear-sneaked face filling with shock. Jimin, his jaw clenched as he looked at you. You really looked at you. You were exhausted, lost, alone. He reached out, his voice soft but firm. Come with me. You hesitated, staring at Jimin's outstretched hand, the warmth of his eyes, the concern in his voice. It made your chest tighten, but you shook your head. I can't. Jimin sighing, kneeling in front of you. You don't have anywhere to go, Ryan. His voice was gentle but firm. You can't stay here on the street. You swallowed the lump in your throat. I was his caretaker, Jimin. That's all I was. Now that he is back to normal, I don't belong anywhere. Jimin clenched his jaw. That's not true. Your heart ached at the sincerity in his voice. But the truth was, you were nothing now. Your aunt had thrown you out. You had no job. No family, no home, and Taehyung didn't even remember you. Jimin examined sharply before standing up. Fine. If you don't come, Wingly, before you could react, he grabbed your wrist and pulled you up. Jimin, you stumbled forward, but he held you steady. I'm not letting you stay here, he said, his voice unwavering. You took care of them when no one else did. Now let someone take care of you for now. Tears welled into your eyes, but you blinked them away. You had spent so long giving your love, your time, and your heart to someone who no longer even know your name. For now, maybe you should accept kindness. With a shaky breath, you nodded okay. Jimin gave you a small, revealed smile before leading you to his car. As the vehicle pulled away, you cast one long last glance at the house that never truly been a home. You wasn't sure where you belong anymore, but from now at least you wasn't alone. Jimin's house was nothing like the cold, lifeless Kim mansion. It was warm, filled with a soft light and faint scent of vanilla. The moment you stepped inside, you felt an odd sense of comfort, but it wasn't home. Nothing could be home anymore. Jimin guided you to the living room, his eyes scanning your exhausted face. You should rest. I will get you something to eat. You shook your head. I don't want to trouble you. He gave you a look. Why and sit. Something about the firmness in his voice made you awake. As Jimin walked to the kitchen, you wrapped your arms around yourself, staring into the floor. You should be grateful. Anyone else would be. But all you could think about was him. Then his sleepy morning voice, when he called your name, the way his eyes light up when you feed him his favorite food, the way he needed you. And now he was gone. No, not gone, just different. The man you had cared for, the one who clutched to you, shouted comfort in you, and looked at you like you were his entire world, he no longer exists. In his place was the cold, ruthless CEO who didn't even remember your name. You squeezed your eyes shut. You should be happy. This was what you wanted. He was healed, he was normal. Then why it feel like you had lost everything? Jimin returned a moment later with a bowl of steaming soup, placing it in front of you. Eat. You hesitate, his voice softened. Why? I know it's hard. Your eyes shot up to his, and for a moment you saw something in his gaze, understanding pain. Like he knew what you were going through. Jimin sighed, running a hand through his hair. You loved him, didn't you? Your breath catch in your throat. You looked down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even remember me. Jimin exclaimed sharply. You blinked at him. Jimin. No, his jaw clenched. You shaped him, you gave him everything, and now he is living his life like you never exist. He stopped shaking his head. That's not fair. You just achy at his word. No, it wasn't fair. But what could you do? You had never belonged in his world. Jimin softened, reached across the table to squeeze your hand. Stay here for now, okay? You hesitated before nodding okay, but deep down you knew this wasn't sure you belong either, because no matter how much you tried to move on, your heart was still lost in Kim mentioned, lost in him. The day passed in Jimin's house, but time felt meaningless. Each morning you woke up with same hollow feeling in your chest. You couldn't sit by the window staring at the skyline, wondering if he was out there, somewhere living his life as if you had ever existed. Jimin tried to keep you occupied. He would take you out of meal, offer you book to read, and even crack joke to make you smile, but nothing filled the void inside you. One evening, as you sat corner on the couch, Jimin walked in, his expression unreadable.